Hey guys, Max and Steve, Southwest Active Explorers. We're going to do a product install today on this JK.
It's going to be the Synergy Manufacturing front track bar brace, and we're going to see how it goes.
We've never done this one before, but we'll figure it out, and you guys will see how to do it as well. Alright, hey guys, we got Steve's 2015 JK here. One of the first things we want to do to this thing before we start beating the snot out of it off-road is we want to reinforce it as much as we can to prevent things from breaking later on. First thing we want to do is we're going to try out this track bar mount or brace and see how that helps things out. So first thing we did, we jacked the Jeep up, set it on the frame with jack stands, took the tire off just so you guys can see things better. You don't have to. If you want to work around things with the tire on, you're more than welcome to. And then we lowered the weight off the axle, and now we're going to start taking it off. Alright, so what are the first things we have to do?
First things first, we're going to take the track bar out of the bracket and move it out of the way. And after that, we're going to take our 4 steering box bolts and take those out, and then we'll rest the steering box on the frame.
Alright guys, so what we've done so far is we've taken the bolt out of the track bar, and then we took the 4 bolts out of the steering box and rested the steering box on the frame. The hardest part was taking these 2 bolts right here and getting them actually out of the frame. As you can see, the spring is kind of sort of in the way. Our solution for that, because it's a Rubicon and has the electronic quick disconnect sway bar, we disconnected the sway bar, and we also took the lower bolt out of the shock mount, which gave us enough droop and enough room in the axle, or in the spring I mean, so that we were able to pull those 2 rear bolts out and clear the spring coils. Without doing that, we were going to really struggle to get those bolts out. The only other thing I could have thought to pull them would have been to use a spring compressor or continue to disconnect more things and drop the axle even further. So like I said, we disconnected the sway bar and pulled the rear shock mount, or the lower shock mount, and that's how we did that. Alright, so next we take the track bar brace that was provided to us and slide it up from the bottom. You're going to have to massage it a little bit with a hammer, give it a little bit of encouragement to get it up there. Once you get it up in place, put your first bolt in, going across, going through where the track bar mounts up, and then put in your next 2 bolts.
Nuts have to be facing out.
So we're going to put in this one and then one right above it. Like you said, both nuts will be facing out. Alright, so what we're going to do, the instructions included says to just go ahead and tighten these up. Experience tells us that we think it's going to be smarter if we start these 4 bolts first, so that we at least have a few threads and know everything's lined up, and then we will really smoke these as tight as we can get them. Alright guys, so where we left you last time, we just tightened up these 2 right here. We installed all 4 of the steering box bolts, tightened those up real tight. We raised the axle back up so that we could put the lower bolt back through the shock again, and then we put the bolt through the track bar. So yeah, that's what it looks like installed. Overall, it was a really easy job.